The biggest gaming acquisition of all time has just taken place, and today we're going to talk about it and what that means for the future of Xbox. But first up, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and share, it really helps the channel out. The biggest gaming acquisition of all time is currently taking place. Microsoft and Xbox is currently in the acquisition phase of buying Activision Blizzard, which includes things like Overwatch, Call of Duty, Diablo, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Spyro the Dragon, Crash Bandicoot, and more. This is the biggest gaming acquisition of all time for $70 billion. Now, if you've been following gaming news for the past 6 months, you'll know that there's been a lot of bad things going on at Activision, but with this move, in over a year's time when the acquisition has fully taken place, there will be a massive change in leadership. And Microsoft, Phil Spencer, have recently said that they are currently evaluating their friendship with Activision. Activision make some of the biggest games on the Xbox platform. Call of Duty is absolutely massive. Diablo and Overwatch are huge. So until 2023, things are going to be business as usual. But when that time comes, it's all about to change. You see, when Microsoft announced the acquisition of Bethesda Game Studios in 2020, it shook the industry, for good reason. Now, the thing about that event, Microsoft buying that studio, is that they made it crystal clear what that meant for the future of games by Bethesda. Now, before we talk about what the future of Activision means for Xbox, we'll let Phil talk about what buying Bethesda meant for exclusives.
Sit here and say every Bethesda game is exclusive, because we know that's not true. There's contractual obligations that we're going to see through, as we always do in every one of these instances. We have games that exist on other platforms, and we're going to go support those games on the platforms they're on. There's communities of players. We love those communities, and we'll continue to invest in them. And even in the future, there might be things that have either contractual things or legacy on different platforms that we'll go do. But if we're an Xbox customer, the thing I want you to know is this is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists. And that's our goal. That's why we're doing this. That's the root of this partnership that we're building, and the creative capability we will be able to bring to market for our Xbox customers. It's going to be the best it's ever been for Xbox after we're done here.
So Phil Spencer has been crystal clear in the past when it comes to exclusives in the whole Bethesda situation. Well, today we have to talk about the same situation when it comes to Activision Blizzard. Now, there's going to be a big shake-up when it comes to the industry in general, because this is a huge move. Bethesda was a monumental shift in the gaming industry. This is a complete different thing altogether. It's almost hard to understand what this means going forward. Now, Bethesda, they make many different titles in many different genres that Microsoft wanted. They wanted single-player RPGs to be filling Game Pass, and they are doing that. But Activision also have a big catalogue of games going back multiple generations on Xbox. In 2020, shortly after Microsoft announced the acquisition of Bethesda Game Studios, a lot of Bethesda titles start arriving in Game Pass. So that was just the tip of the Game Pass iceberg going forward. Bethesda's biggest games ever were arriving in Xbox Game Pass, Microsoft's premium subscription service. And honestly, the amount you get for the price is ridiculous, especially if you like FPS games and things like big RPGs. There's a lot in there. So Microsoft adding all of Bethesda's games from the past and going forward was a huge deal. And even though those games have been in the Game Pass for a while now, a lot of them have received benefits via backwards compatibility upgrades. A lot of them have frames per second boosts now. Some of them go up to 120 frames per second. And honestly, the result is just really impressive. And going forward, we're going to see a lot of Bethesda games arrive in Game Pass day one, Things like Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6, more Elder Scrolls Online expansions, the list goes on. But Activision being announced to be acquired by Microsoft, this is a monumental shift for Game Pass, because if you look at Activision's back catalogue, going back to the original Xbox, there's a lot of games. Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, Overwatch, many Call of Duty games. A lot of those games have barely reduced in price over the years. So Microsoft has said that their games will be coming to Xbox Game Pass. So if you have a favourite Activision title or Blizzard title, be it Diablo 2 Resurrected, Diablo 3, a favourite Call of Duty game, those are coming to Game Pass. And the value is going to be ridiculous. There's already a lot of games in Xbox Game Pass, but this is just monumental. It really is. This is a monumental day for gaming and for Xbox going forward. So we have to talk about the future of Activision Blizzard and their games. Now, Microsoft in the past, when they have bought a studio, they've gave them complete creative freedom and more resources, and this has benefited many games in the past, such as Double Fine's Psychonauts 2. This game was originally a crowdfunded game, and they didn't know if they would be able to afford and put in boss battles, but thanks to Microsoft's acquisition, they put in boss battles, and not only are they there, and there's many of them, they are some of the best parts of Psychonauts 2. They really are, and they wouldn't be there if it wasn't for the acquisition. And that's just one example of how Microsoft takes a hands-off approach when it comes to video game development on Xbox and PC. It just benefits games. So how is this going to benefit Activision Blizzard titles? Well, like Bethesda, they can concentrate on fewer pieces of video game hardware, Xbox Series consoles, PC, and xCloud devices. And it's going to benefit games and developers and gamers even more. You see, Activision put out a Call of Duty game every year. Developers are rushed. They really are. But I feel that this move is going to completely change Call of Duty development. Not just the life cycle for each game, but also how they're developed, what's in them, and the creative freedom. Because as we know in the past, Activision have always been hands-on when it comes to Call of Duty, be it the campaign, multiplayer, monetization, and every other aspect of Call of Duty. Activision always has final say, and that doesn't benefit the game. It really doesn't. But this move will put the power of video game development in the hands of the developers themselves, which is absolutely huge. So the biggest IP in the world is going to benefit in the long term and short term from this. But also legacy IP. Microsoft has proven that they are going to take care of legacy IP, be it backwards compatibility upgrades, and returning IP such as Fable and Perfect Dark, and the list goes on. They are proven they are wanting to take care of this. In Activision, they have a lot of legacy IP, from Singularity and Prototype, Crash Bandicoot, the list goes on. Those games could see sequels, remakes, and even backwards compatibility in the future. So obviously over the next year and a half, there's going to be a lot of questions to be asked and answered, and we will be covering all of it on the channel, so stay tuned. But when it comes to this topic, Game Pass is going to be filled with a lot of new titles. The future of Activision games is bright. Xbox Game Pass, the value is ridiculous, and also Xbox hardware. Microsoft wants hardware out in the wild. Now, even though we're in the midst of a worldwide chip shortage, things are going to get easier, and Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S consoles are going to fly off the shelves even faster than they already are. So, the future of Xbox is really bright. It really is. Microsoft has never made such an investment into gaming. In fact, Microsoft has made the most investment into gaming, period. No one else has put more money into gaming than Microsoft, and that says a lot. That shows how far Xbox has come as a gaming brand in the past 2 decades. So yes, Microsoft will follow through with current deals in place for games, as they should. But after that, I think Microsoft is going to be making a lot of changes over there at Activision, and for the better. Well, gaming news for 2022 is just getting started. Now, if you enjoyed today's video, please hit like, share and subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications, you'll be notified for my next video. All Things Xbox podcast returns next Tuesday, where we're going to have a lot to talk about. Now, I have a lot of cool videos planned coming soon. Some next week, a lot for February, and honestly, I have more content coming out this year than probably the past 2 years combined. It's going to be an exciting year ahead, and I can't wait to go through it with everyone else. I have huge plans for the channel, and some of that will be coming to light very soon. Now, if you want more gaming news, more gaming content, again, please subscribe. I have a lot of cool things planned, and you won't want to miss it. And we keep away from the fanboy stuff on this channel. Anyway, I hope everyone has a good day. I'm out. Peace.